This is what I have so far of the new Joker styrofoam drawing. I worked on the face during the morning hours. Then around 12:30 in the afternoon, I had the last leftover poke salad. In this case, it was a king salmon poke salad. And then in the afternoon hours, mostly in the afternoon hours, I worked on this. And I decided to give the Joker a snakeskin belt. This holster for a handgun is almost completely finished. It's just this flap that actually keeps the handgun in place in the holster that I haven't finished yet because I haven't decided exactly what to draw for the handgun yet. I decided to do a machete of sorts based off of a previous styrofoam drawing I did. And what I'm working on currently is what's intended to be one of those brass knuckle knives that may technically be called a trench knife, or at least it was during World War I. It's a combination of a knife with a brass knuckle. The image in the middle of the diamond belt buckle is supposed to be the drawing of a jester. This new Joker styrofoam drawing is based off both the first Joker styrofoam drawing I did more than a year ago and the latest iteration of the Joker from that Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix playing the role for him. In the afternoon, I did a bit of work on the 99th Dan Hamming episode, specifically adding in a sound effect that I got off of a YouTube video. The sound effect is free to use. And I recorded it using streaming audio recorder. These are almost all of the Sharpie markers I used at one point or another during today's work on the new Joker styrofoam drawing. I did the bit of work on the 99th Dan Hamming episode in the afternoon when I felt a little tired after the work on the new Joker styrofoam drawing that I did in the morning hours. I recall waking up at around 5:30 in the morning or so. And I had a few cups of coffee from roughly 6 in the morning to about maybe 10 in the morning. Got tired maybe noon, 1 p.m. I ended up falling asleep around 1:30 p.m. Woke up around 5:30 p.m. I would have originally had this at 4 p.m., but then I fell asleep. And then by the time 7 p.m. came around, I found out that I think Dad called me and I found out he was at Salvatore's. He was there until 9:30 p.m. He was supposedly getting pizza. I guess he didn't get it to go though. And then he made some eggs, presumably an omelet with sausage, peppers, and onions. He made that and then fell asleep, so it's a good thing Aldi's had this the other day. I think according to my dad, this is his first time cooking eggs in a while. Usually he cooks different stuff, like having steak marinate in its own juices and various spices for hours. And that's the example that's most memorable to me. Dad always does a great job when it comes to preparing steak. I'm currently hung up on exactly what kind of handgun I should give the Joker. Initially it was going to be another revolver, but because I've already done revolvers, I decided I should probably do something different. So I searched Bing Images for a more modern handgun. But then I think Dad called me somewhere between 9 and 11 in the morning. I told him I was working on the new Joker styrofoam drawing, which when he came home at around 10 p.m. said was a big improvement over the first one, even though the first one was pretty good too. I quite like how it's turning out. And I figure I decided to give the Joker bladed weapons and a handgun, since I figure this is a good opportunity for me to practice drawing some things that are outside of my comfort zone. That's ultimately where you have to be in order to improve. Although around the time Dad called me somewhere between 9 and 11 in the morning, I briefly talked to Dad about the Joker polystyrene drawing. During that conversation, Dad told me about how the Joker is about being, well, he said more like crazy, but I would describe it more as being eccentric. So then I went from wanting to search for just a more modern, basing it off a more modern regular handgun, to a handgun that looks weird or unusual. And then after some research I did in the evening, I'm most likely going to try to make a drawing of the handgun that the Joker had in the movie Suicide Squad. Since it looks pretty cool. There was a point in time in which I considered for either the knife or machete, I was going to do a sort of steampunk theme. I was going to draw a cog on the sheath. But then I decided that steampunk wasn't really part of the Joker's aesthetic. Yeah, I also did this here line in an effort to start giving my portrait polystyrene drawings, the people in these drawings, a neck of some sort. I figured I would try it out with the Joker.